Some places seem almost too perfect to be real, and Cochem is one of them. With its hilltop castle, charming streets, and breathtaking riverside setting, it's the kind of destination that looks like it belongs in a storybook. Cochem is a small town located in western Germany, in the state of Rhineland-Palatinate, right on the banks of the Moselle River. Surrounded by rolling vineyards and green hills, it's considered one of the most scenic destinations in the entire Moselle Valley. Despite its peaceful atmosphere, Cochem is surprisingly easy to reach. It's around an hour from the city of Koblenz and within driving distance of major cities like Cologne, Frankfurt, and Luxembourg, making it a popular stop for both day trips and longer holidays. The town is built along a bend in the Moselle River, giving it a spectacular setting. On one side, you'll find colorful half-timbered houses, narrow medieval streets, and lively cafes, while above everything rises the impressive Reichsburg Castle, standing on a hill overlooking the entire valley. The surrounding landscape is just as remarkable as the town itself. Steep vineyard-covered slopes stretch along both sides of the river, creating one of Germany's most famous wine regions. Throughout the year, visitors come not only for the history and architecture, but also to enjoy river cruises, hiking trails, cycling routes, and the peaceful scenery that makes this area so unique. Although Cochem has a population of only a few thousand people, it welcomes hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. Cochem's history stretches back for more than 1,000 years, making it one of the oldest settlements in the Moselle Valley. Thanks to its location along the river, the area became an important place for trade, agriculture, and transportation long before the town itself began to grow. Merchants regularly passed through the valley, helping Cochem develop into a small but prosperous community. The town is first mentioned in historical records in the 9th century, although historians believe people were living here even earlier during Roman times. The Romans recognized the value of the Moselle Valley, introducing vineyards that would eventually become one of the region's defining features. Even today, winemaking remains an important part of local life. During the Middle Ages, Cochem grew around the castle that overlooked the river. The fortress wasn't built simply as a royal residence. It also served as a strategic military stronghold. From its position high above the valley, guards could monitor trade routes along the Moselle and protect the surrounding territory. Its location made it one of the most important defensive structures in the region. As trade continued to expand, Cochem became a busy market town. Craftsmen, merchants, and wine producers settled here, while narrow streets, churches, and timber-framed houses gradually filled the area below the castle. Much of the old town still follows the same medieval layout that was established centuries ago, giving visitors the feeling of stepping back in time. However, Cochem's history has not always been peaceful. During the late 17th century, the town suffered one of the darkest moments in its past. In the 9 Years' War, French troops captured the region, and in 1689 both the castle and much of the town were destroyed. The once powerful fortress was left in ruins, and for nearly 200 years it remained abandoned on the hill overlooking the river. The castle that visitors admire today is actually the result of an extraordinary restoration. In the 19th century, a wealthy businessman purchased the ruins and carefully rebuilt the fortress in a neo-Gothic style, inspired by medieval architecture. Rather than creating a modern building, the goal was to preserve the spirit of the original castle while bringing it back to life. Thanks to this ambitious project, Reichsburg Castle once again became the symbol of Cochem. Over the following decades, the town gradually developed into one of Germany's most popular tourist destinations. While many places changed rapidly with modernization, Cochem managed to preserve much of its historic character. Traditional houses were restored, public squares were maintained, and the old streets continued to reflect the town's medieval origins. The landmark that defines Cochem more than anything else is the magnificent Reichsburg Castle. Sitting high on a hill nearly 100 meters above the Moselle River, it dominates the skyline and can be seen from almost every part of the town. Its towers, stone walls, and dramatic setting make it one of the most recognizable castles in Germany. The castle's origins date back to around the 11th century, when it was built to protect the Moselle Valley and control the important trade routes that passed through the region. From its elevated position, it offered a perfect view of the river below, allowing its defenders to monitor merchants, travelers, and anyone approaching the town. Like much of Cochem, the castle experienced centuries of conflict. It changed owners several times as different rulers took control of the region, and its strategic importance meant it often became involved in political and military struggles. The greatest destruction came in 1689, when French forces blew up much of the fortress during the 9 Years' War, leaving it abandoned for generations. For nearly 200 years, only the ruins remained on the hill. Then, in the second half of the 19th century, a wealthy Berlin businessman named Louis Frederick Jacques Ravine bought the site and began an ambitious reconstruction. Instead of creating a modern building, he restored the castle in a romantic neo-Gothic style, inspired by how medieval castles were imagined at the time. The result is the impressive structure visitors admire today. Walking through the castle feels like stepping into another era. Inside, you'll find beautifully decorated halls, grand staircases, carved wooden ceilings, stained glass windows, historic furniture, and rooms filled with medieval-inspired artwork. Every space has been carefully preserved to recreate the atmosphere of a noble residence from centuries ago. Outside, the castle offers some of the best views in the entire Moselle Valley. From the terraces and defensive walls, visitors can look across the river, the vineyards covering the surrounding hills, and the colorful rooftops of Cochem below. On a clear day, the scenery stretches for miles, making it easy to understand why this location was chosen so many centuries ago. While the castle may be the first thing that catches your eye, the real charm of Cochem is found in its old town. At the foot of the hill, a maze of narrow cobbled streets winds between colorful half-timbered houses, historic squares, and buildings that have stood for centuries. It's the kind of place where there is no need to follow a map. Simply wandering around is part of the experience. Many of the houses in the old town date back hundreds of years and have been carefully restored to preserve their original character. Their wooden beams, steep roofs, flower-filled balconies, and brightly painted facades create a picture-perfect setting that feels almost untouched by time. Although the town welcomes visitors from around the world, it has managed to keep its authentic atmosphere. At the center of the old town is the lively market square, the heart of Cochem for centuries. Surrounded by cafes, restaurants, and traditional shops, it has long been a meeting place for both locals and travelers. One of its most recognizable landmarks is the historic town hall, alongside the beautifully preserved fountain that has become one of the most photographed spots in the town. As you continue exploring, you'll notice countless small details that give Cochem its unique character. Decorative signs hang above family-run businesses, ivy climbs across old stone walls, and window boxes overflow with colorful flowers during the warmer months. Every street seems to reveal another hidden corner worth stopping to admire. The churches of Cochem also reflect the town's long history. Their towers rise above the rooftops, while inside you'll find centuries-old architecture, stained glass windows, and peaceful spaces that contrast with the lively streets outside. Together, they remind visitors of the important role religion played in shaping the town over the centuries. One of the best things about the old town is how easily it blends history with everyday life. Local bakeries fill the streets with the smell of fresh bread. Small wine shops invite visitors to taste regional wines, and outdoor terraces become lively gathering places where people sit and watch the world go by. Despite its popularity, Cochem never feels rushed or overcrowded, especially in the quieter mornings and evenings. One of the reasons Cochem is so special is its location in the heart of the Moselle Valley, one of the most scenic river landscapes in Germany. While the town itself is beautiful, the surrounding countryside adds another dimension to the experience, with vineyards climbing steep hillsides, peaceful villages scattered along the river, and winding roads that reveal breathtaking views around every corner. The Moselle River has shaped this landscape for thousands of years. As it flows through the valley, it creates gentle bends surrounded by green hills and dramatic slopes covered almost entirely with vineyards. This unique geography not only makes the area incredibly picturesque, but also provides ideal conditions for growing grapes, making the valley one of Germany's most important wine-producing regions. Many visitors choose to experience the Moselle from the water. River cruises are one of the most popular activities, offering a completely different perspective of the valley. As the boat glides along the river, passengers can admire medieval villages, historic castles perched on hilltops, and endless rows of vineyards stretching into the distance. It's a relaxing way to appreciate the beauty of the region while learning about its history and traditions. For those who prefer to stay on land, the valley offers countless hiking and cycling routes. Trails climb through the vineyards to panoramic viewpoints overlooking Cochem and the surrounding countryside. One of the most famous viewpoints is the Pinner Cruise, where visitors are rewarded with spectacular views of the castle, the old town, and the Moselle River winding through the valley below. The viewpoint can be reached either by hiking or by taking the chairlift, making it accessible to almost everyone. The vineyards themselves are an essential part of the valley's identity. Some of the slopes are among the steepest used for wine production anywhere in Europe, meaning that much of the work is still done by hand. Generations of local families have cultivated these hillsides for centuries, producing wines that are now enjoyed around the world. As you travel through the valley, you'll also discover many other charming villages, each with its own history and character. Some are known for ancient churches, others for castle ruins or riverside promenades, but together they create a region that feels connected by the river flowing through it. Exploring beyond Cochem reveals that the beauty of the Moselle Valley extends far beyond a single destination. Throughout the year, the landscape changes with the seasons. In spring, the vineyards turn bright green as new vines begin to grow. Summer brings warm weather and lively outdoor cafes, while autumn transforms the hills into shades of gold, orange, and red as the grape harvest begins. Even winter has its own charm, with mist rising from the river and the castle creating a dramatic silhouette above the quiet town. One of the best ways to experience Cochem is simply by taking your time. Although the town is relatively small, there's plenty to see and do, and much of its charm comes from exploring at a relaxed pace rather than rushing from one attraction to another. A visit to Reichsburg Castle is, of course, at the top of the list. Guided tours take visitors through its grand halls, historic rooms, and beautifully decorated interiors while sharing the fascinating story of the castle's past. Even if you don't go inside, the walk up to the castle is worth it for the incredible views over the Moselle Valley. After visiting the castle, many people head back into the old town to wander through its narrow streets. Small boutiques, local bakeries, souvenir shops, and traditional cafes line the cobbled lanes, making it easy to spend hours simply exploring. Every corner offers another picturesque view, whether it's a flower-covered house, an old fountain, or a quiet square surrounded by centuries-old buildings. For wine lovers, Cochem is an ideal destination. The town is famous for its local wineries, many of which offer guided tastings where visitors can learn about the winemaking process while sampling some of the region's best Riesling wines. Since many vineyards have been family-owned for generations, these tastings often provide a personal insight into one of the valley's oldest traditions. Another popular experience is taking a boat cruise along the Moselle River. These cruises range from short sightseeing trips to longer journeys that pass through several villages along the valley. Watching the vineyards, castles, and riverside towns slowly drift by offers a completely different perspective of the region and is one of the most relaxing ways to enjoy the landscape. If you enjoy hiking, there are numerous trails surrounding Cochem. Some lead through forests and vineyards, while others climb to spectacular viewpoints overlooking the town. One of the most rewarding routes ends at the Pinner Cruise, where visitors can admire one of the most famous panoramic views in the Moselle Valley. Those who prefer an easier option can reach the viewpoint by chairlift instead of hiking. Cycling is another excellent way to explore the area. The Moselle Valley has well-maintained cycling paths that follow the river, connecting Cochem with nearby villages and vineyards. The mostly gentle terrain makes these routes suitable for riders of all experience levels, allowing visitors to discover the countryside at their own pace. Throughout the year, Cochem also hosts a variety of festivals and local events. Wine festivals are especially popular, bringing together live music, regional food, and local wines in a lively atmosphere that celebrates the town's long winemaking tradition. During the Christmas season, the streets are decorated with lights and festive markets, giving the town an even more magical atmosphere. One of the most surprising facts about Cochem is that, although the castle looks completely medieval, much of what visitors see today was actually rebuilt during the 19th century. After lying in ruins for nearly 200 years, it was carefully restored in a neo-Gothic style, giving it the fairy tale appearance that has made it one of Germany's most recognizable castles. Another interesting fact is that the Moselle Valley is home to some of the steepest vineyards in Europe. In many places, the hillsides are so steep that large machines can't be used, so much of the work is still carried out by hand. Harvesting grapes here requires generations of experience and an enormous amount of effort, making the region's wines even more remarkable. Cochem is also famous for producing Riesling, one of Germany's best-known white wines. Thanks to the valley's mild climate, mineral-rich soil, and long winemaking tradition, bottles from this region are exported all over the world and are considered among the country's finest. Few people realize that Cochem welcomes far more visitors than its size would suggest. Although only a few thousand people live here year-round, hundreds of thousands of travelers visit every year, making it one of the most popular destinations in the Moselle Valley. Another charming feature of the town is how well its historic center has been preserved. Strict restoration guidelines help protect the traditional appearance of many buildings, allowing Cochem to maintain the character that has attracted visitors for generations. Walking through the streets today still feels remarkably similar to what travelers might have experienced decades ago. Cochem may be a small town, but it offers everything that makes a destination unforgettable. A stunning hilltop castle, centuries of history, charming medieval streets, and the beautiful landscapes of the Moselle Valley all come together to create a place that feels truly special. Would you add Cochem to your travel bucket list? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible places from around the world.